First, I want to thank everybody that has subscribed, liked, commented. I appreciate everything that you've said. No matter what you've said, I appreciate the likes. Please share this with your friends. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit that share button. We're trying to make sure that everybody know that they're not victims, that they're empowered for greatness, that we can make a difference again in this nation. That we can stand up for biblical values, we can stand up for truth and push back against all the lies and everything that's false that's taking place in this land. So I appreciate that. And please, thank you for looking at my videos and participating and making our voice known. Why is it every time a black man who thinks for himself, is a free thinker when it comes to political things and when it comes to cultural things, why are they always being labeled as following behind a white man? The latest example was race hustler supreme, the Black Widow, Joy Reid, calling Tim Scott a lapdog, essentially for following behind Lindsey Graham and voting against the nomination or the confirmation of Ketanji Brown Jackson as a Supreme Court justice. Listen to Tim Scott's response, and then I'll come back and give you my interpretation of it.
First react to Joy Reid's MSNBC tweet. She said, all accuracy here, not surprised by anything Tim Scott does. He let Lindsey Graham and the sheriff dog walk him and destroy police reform after pretending to work on it. And now he'll go along with Lindsey's barking dog racism against Judge Jackson because he's Tim Scott. Senator.
Good morning to all y'all. Let me just say this. What is so offensive about what Joy is saying is that a black man cannot think for himself. I have to follow somebody else. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, but it reinforces the liberal elite's approach to minorities who will not fall in line and do what they tell us to do. There are millions of Americans who happen to be black, who want to think for themselves, who will think for themselves, but the power of the liberal elite wants to attack us like vicious dogs because they do not want anyone standing up opposed to what they are doing, leading our country in the wrong direction. It is vile, it is offensive, and we should stop allowing the liberal media to push these stories by their hosts that want one thing and one thing only: progressive liberal policies that make it harder for African Americans, not easier. That's why President Biden's numbers in the black community and the Hispanic community are going down, 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 because we can see with our own eyes what the policies and the principles of the left are doing to us, not for us, but you can help.
See, the problem is, when it comes to black men are considered a sellout, Uncle Tom, a coon, when we decide to think for ourselves. Black men are under attack from this liberal media and from the culture and from the matriarchy. You have to understand something. The feminists, the Black Lives Matter movement, and the LGBTQIA plus movement is not a friend of black men, and in particular is not a friend of black Christian men, because everything they're pushing is secular, anti-God, anti-biblical values. So when a black man stands up for biblical values, stands up for American values, that man is attacked by the liberal media. In particularly, that man is attacked by black women. Liberal black women tend to attack the conservative Christian black man. Why? Because that man represents everything that they detest. That man represents everything that the secular, the Marxists, the communists, the feminists, the LGBTQIA, and the Black Lives Matter movement, that Christian black man represents everything that they detest. He should be the one that they're looking towards in terms of being a responsible man, a godly man, a family man, a man that upholds the family, a man that submits himself unto God, so therefore that woman can submit herself to that man and submit to his leadership. No, they don't want to submit to that man's leadership. You have to understand something. The Marxists, the communists, the socialists, the secular humanists, this movement, this feminist movement does not want to submit to a man, let alone a godly Christian man, because it is demonic in its nature. Its intention is to usurp the authority that God has established, the order that God has established, to put the woman on top and the man subservient to the woman. That's their intention. That's their goal. That's why they're pushing all of these policies such as abortion and all of these things that will destroy the community, to say it's my body, my choice. Considering that that baby is alive, that baby has been formed by God inside of them. They're not even considering that. But no, it's all because of the agenda. It's all about depopulation, number one. That is the ultimate goal of the enemy, to depopulate the human race. And they're doing it with black people first, because black women abort their babies more than anybody else, because they have been told by the liberal media, by the culture, and by the black elites and the white liberal elites, this is what you do to empower yourself. You kill your community, thereby empowering yourself. They want to make all of us victims. We are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. It is so offensive that we as black men, we can't think for ourselves. If we have a contrary thought to the prevailing notion of the liberal elite, then it's because we're falling behind a white man. It's white conservatism. It's this white slaveholder religion. If you're a Christian now and you're a black man and you're conservative, all you're following is white slaveholder religion. Let alone, they're not thinking about, in the Bible, all the examples of black people in the Bible, from Moses' wife to when Philip the evangelist talked to the eunuch of the Queen of Candace. You know, Candace from Ethiopia, right? That is in Africa. That's black. So obviously the gospel was preached in Ethiopia way before it came over here. You understand that? There were Christians in Africa way before they came over here. You understand that? So Christianity is not a white slaveholder's religion. As a matter of fact, Christianity is not even a religion. It's a relationship with Jesus Christ. Who cares what the complexion of Jesus is? He's your Savior and He's your Lord. He's the one that changes your heart. But the liberal media and the elites do not want us to reference that. Do not want us to even speak about that. They want to tell black people how to think. And when you get out of line, that slaveholder, they are the modern day slaveholders. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, the liberal elite are the modern day slaveholders, and people like Joy Reid are their Stepin Fetchit. The liberal media and the liberal elites are the modern day slaveholders, and people like Joy Reid is their Stepin Fetchit. Yes, they are. Because as soon as a black person gets out of line, in particular, they hate black men, black Christian men. As soon as a black Christian man gets out of line, thinks for himself, you have the Stepin Fetchit to go and execute judgment on them. Joy Reid or some of the other black women. They do. We are not victims. We will think for ourselves. We will use the brain that God has given us to make choices that are in line with His word and choices that are better for the community. All of these democratic policies are harming the black community. They're harming the Latino community. They do nothing but perpetuate the cycle of victimization in our communities. And we must put a stop to it. Because we are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. Thank you so much for liking your comments and subscribing to the channel. Please share this with your friends. Smash that like button. Smash the subscription bell. Share this with everybody you know. We're trying to make sure people understand that they're not victims, that they are empowered for greatness, and all this stuff that's out here that's telling them otherwise is false and will not benefit them in the end. So please, I appreciate that. Share that.